Hello everyone, and welcome back to part number 5 of the Southag preview as we go into the new West German division. Finally we got another West German division, and it was one that was really missing in the roster, and that is 1st Luftlande division. Semi-airborne, semi-mountaineer division, semi-mechanized division. Like, there are 3 parts to this, and they are really coming together nicely. So let's start in the logistics tab, where we get Kraker munitions that can come in CH. We have Unimox, we have MB 1017 ammunitions, and this I'm a bit worried about. Isn't this okay? Okay, we have those. Maybe for spotting of ops again. We have the M577 GA2s here coming around. We have the CH53 ammunition, Kraker Führungs, and the Fallschirmjäger Führungsultras coming around as well. So this one can come in the CH53G as well. Führungsultras coming around here with 2 availability and 4 deploy. The only one with 4 deploy here. But decent slots, not great. 3 1-cost slot is nice though, but goes pretty fast into 3s. So that is what it is there. Infantry tab, a lot of 1-cost slot, then going up in the end. You have 7mm MG or 7mm MG as Fallschirmjäger. You have Feldjägers that can come in the Volkswagen T3 Feldjäger that also got added to the Feldjägers in the other divisions. So TKS especially gonna profit from this a bit. Sicherungs coming along here. Standard German unit to go around as well. Panzergrenadiers, Führung with the red eye and all. Pretty familiar as well. In a Marder 1A1. And the 1A1 is a bit special because it had one of the MGs mounted in a rear turret. So it's not here at the turret itself, it's in this weird little rear turret. That means also it has a bit of limited arc. It can't fire forward and it can only shoot to the side. But yeah, you have this little machine gun that can potentially help out. Yeah, you still have this MG here, but yeah, the one frontal MG is missing. MG3 is rather in the rear here. Costing 40 points. You get Panzergrenadiers in MO13C as well. Add 0 vet. These are reservist Panzergrenadiers basically. And then you have normal Panzergrenadiers that can come in the Marder 1A1 that also can have a Milan 1 variant here as well. So stats wise, pretty similar to the normal Marders. Price wise, same as the A2s. A bit weaker though because of the MG fire arc that is pretty limited. And yeah, Kraker M40A1. For all of you worried, this thing will not start turning to try to broadside the enemy. It will still continue showing frontal armor, by the way. Kraker M40A1 coming around and bringing around the Reconnaissance rifle here. Can come in the CH53 as well. Not a great vehicle though, so likely not gonna see it. But yeah, pretty cool looking though. Like, really cool looking. Gebirgsjäger Führungs. That brings us to the mountaineering part of this, and this division is what the Mountaineer trait was made for, and it's really present on a lot of units here. Mountaineering means that they don't get any penalty for any terrain they go over, so they go through forests at full speed, they go through ruins at full speed in towns, and that is a big advantage there in these terrains for the fight. Gebirgsjäger Führungs coming with the red eye, Carl Gustav, and smoke, so this is the omnipotent leader as well. Only having 4 hit point is the only weakness here, but outside of that, it's a good one. And then you get Gebirgsjäger Pioneer with the satchel charge, and you get the Gebirgsjäger with the Panzerfaust 44. And G3, this one here without the G3, so pretty decent firepower. 11 hit points and 10 hit points. No Pioneer normal. Gebirgsjäger being basically Jäger on steroids with the sniper rifle and the Mountaineer trait. Can come in the helicopter as well. This one cannot. Fallschirmjäger coming as the fourth deployment. You get the Fallschirmjäger Führungs. You get the Fallschirmjäger Pioniere, which we know from MNet already. 55 points, pretty decent. We have a new unit, the Fallschirmjäger Reservisten, that can only come at 1 vet maximum. Have the Carl Gustav, not the Panzerfaust 3, but Carl Gustav with the extra range is actually pretty potent, 50 points. And yeah, compared to the normal Fallschirmjäger, they are a good bit cheaper. And on 1 vet, they actually even have an extra point. So you, I believe, gonna use these actually more so than this. As for the fourth deployment, this is enough, and then you can just go for the other units all around. So Fallschirmjäger Reservisten, a pretty interesting unit, pretty powerful unit. Gonna be helpful here. Milan 2 here, coming around as the fourth deployment. A Fallschirmjäger variant, as a normal variant where it can come in a Fuchs Milan or a normal Fuchs. And then we have Milan 1 that can come in a Marder or M113A1G. And then we have the special forces, the Hochgebirgsjäger, which can come as forward deployment, 11 hit points, have essential charges instead of the Panzerfaust. So these are anti-infantry, 80 points, but 11-man special forces, they can murder infantry, and especially with the special forces trait and the Mountaineer trait, they sprint through forests because they get the speed bonus of special forces and they don't get any penalty in forests. So these guys can sprint through forests, but without AT they can only hunt down infantry. They unfortunately can't hunt down vehicles, which if these would have AT weapons, that would be really helpful and really cool. So that's a bit of a weakness there. And then we have a Luftgebirgsjäger. These can only come in the CH-53, but they are a 16-man squad, so biggest NATO squad out there. With a G3 and 2 MG3s and a Carl Gustav, so a really, really potent unit as well with the Mountaineering trait. So these are really hot little squads down here as well. So yeah, the infantry type of this deck I think is pretty damn nice. The Panzer Grenadiers and Marders being hold on 1 red or 0 red is holding them back for sure, but it's still nice to have them. And then the others are pretty damn capable. Artillery is a fine tab as well. You have the mortars in Fallschirmjäger and not Fallschirmjäger, the 120mm. You have the 105mm howitzer that we know from other nations as well. 10 kilometers range, can direct fire as well, but you don't really want to do that. The great 155mm howitzer with the 4 rounds per minute that we know and love from the West Germans. The Panzermörser with the 120mm Tempella, that's pretty fine as well. And then we have a new M109, the M109G, which is a good bit cheaper, but it has also a good bit less range. But being a German one, having the better fire mechanism, it has 4 rounds per minute, so it is a pretty nice rate of fire gun, and it is being on the discount for the lost range. But if you push it close enough, this could be a really nice one as well, and obviously a bit safer than these guys. Though cost efficiency wise, the 155mm here is still the way to go. But the M109G, just for the versatility and the survivability, actually pretty damn nice here. Tank tab is limited, but it is there, and it has a couple of capable units. Slots are pretty expensive. You start with Milan 2 on the Kraka. You also get a TOW on the Kraka, so the 2 mid-tier ATGMs you can choose from. Extra range and accuracy or extra penetration. Tough choice to make here. I feel like you can only afford one of these two, but you kind of should get one. And yeah, you have to choose which one to get. You get the M48 A2 GA2 without reservist. So this one still at 0 vet, but without reservist, so has better accuracy, better stress recovery, costing 5 points extra than the other one now, which went to 75 points. So yeah, 17 pen, 10 frontal armor for 80 points. This is a fine tank. Not amazing, but pretty fine. Solid accuracy, basic rate of fire. You get the Jaguar 2 here as well. So yeah, it's in 3 divisions again. And it's pretty key here to deal with heavy tanks. Jaguar 2, absolute key card here. You get 1A1A1s, which are really efficient, but you only get to have a 0 vet, so you can't kind of exploit them like you can do in 2nd Panzergrenadier and 5th Panzer, where you just upvet them and just they are super cost efficient in the early game. This is more you use them by mass in the late game kind of tank. You have a Leo 1A1 that you can upvet, the 1A1A2, and that one gets the better rounds. So it gets an extra penetration here, and yeah, that costs it 5 points, and it also can be taken on veterancy. But it means you have only a limited amount of high quality 1A1s. The extra pen is nice, even though it costs you 5 points, but that is fine. And yeah, you can just move this around and shoot things. And then Leopard 1A1A1 leader coming around as well on 1 level veterancy. So yeah, you have some light or medium tanks here coming around for you, and you have good amount of ATGMs here. Recon tab is a pretty strong one as well. Alouette, Recon helicopter. The Gebirgsjäger Scharfschützen have the Mountaineer trait, have special forces in general, not the most amazing. Can come in a Kraka Aufklärungs with an MG and good optics if you want to. This looks pretty cursed once more, like all the Krakas do. Gebirgsaufklärer, that's actually a pretty dope one. They also can come in a Aufklärungspanzer Fuchs, which has good stealth optics and is fast and can go cross terrain. And then you have the Gebirgsjäger Jagdkommando, which is 11-man squad with satchel charges. This murders all the other recon, so that is quite nice. Doesn't have forward deployment and isn't special forces, but it is still a pretty capable 11-man squad there. Both of these squads pretty nice. This one having the satchel, this one having the Panzerfaust, like doesn't have the shock, but yeah, in general quite nice. Fallschirmjäger, Aufklärer, okay little recon, and then you get the special force Fallschirmjägers here with more Fallschirmjäger B1 showing up again. That's why they weren't in Mnet, because they are here, guys, with Luftlande. So TKS got a brother in here with Fallschirmjäger B1, and together with the Hochgebirgsjäger, that is just an absolutely potent infantry opener, as these guys bring the AT that the Hochgebirgsjäger don't get, and you have such a high capability of infantry firepower, and it gets better. You get the CL-289 recon drone as the more modern variant, though stats-wise identical currently to its CL-89 brethren. 90-second autonomy, 800 km speed, fast flying, high flying, pretty nice. You get Luxus, always nice to have as well, and you get the Leopard 185 recon. So that means max range and 65% accuracy, 16 pen. This is a capable little boy. Aufklärungs Leopard 185 is a really, really key card in this deck for the opener. You have to be careful. It's your most valuable unit as well. Like nothing else costs over 130 really, outside of the artillery tab, but like nothing on the front line costs above 130. So yeah, these guys are quite key and can really, together with the Fallschirmjäger B1 and the Hochgebirgsjäger, create even more dangerous openers than TKS can do with the Fallschirmjäger B1, the Green Beret, and the MX-10 RC. So really, really good unit here. AA tab, get Fliegerfaust. You get forward deploy towed 20mm. So you at least have some forward deployment AA, though it comes at the Kraka, so not quite full speed, but can at least help you out protecting against helicopters. You get a Zwilling, though without forward deployment. You get a Kraka, can come in CH, and you have an Unimog with 20mm in the rear as well. And 1 card of Gepard. And that's your best AA. And you really need to protect these Gepards, because they need to help out your deck keeping the sky clean. Really good part, just like with the Belgians, is that it is hard to bomb you efficiently. Rocket planes are kind of your nemesis because they have such a quick reload time, but bombers are actually not that efficient, and you put so much pressure onto the board that the enemy often will struggle to find the time really to buy planes. If they bomb a unit with the plane, then you just take the trade against another unit on the ground, keep on pushing. So, and the Gepards are pretty good close AA, so for the early game, that's quite enough. But if they die and if the game goes longer, you are in a bit of trouble. We'll get to the A-tab. It's not terrible, but yeah, the Gepards are still pretty key here. So this card of Gepard has to go a long way. Helicopters gets the classic BO-105s and decent classic availability as well. 1 card of each, 2 slots. And then we come to the A-tab where we start with a Alpha Jet rocket returning with 2 snap launchers. This is a pretty fine card. 5 availability. If you really want to go air spam, this could be a part of that. More important one though is the Alpha Jet KWS with Maverick Bees. 2 big Maverick Bees on an Alpha Jet. 140 points. It pays for that. It also pays 20% ECM and the AM9L. But that means it is a pretty good motor roll. It can come in nicely against helicopters and kill a tank. It can come in nicely into the general air defense setup for this deck and just come around to help out there. And then you, as the next plane for doing that, have the HFB 320, HFB 320 ECM here, with the E-Warfare trait, 60% ECM. Pretty slow. Can go coming around with the Alpha Jet spam though. If you have 8 of these and 1 of these, that could be an opener. Using all 9 slots down there, if you want to. Just pure Alpha Jet menace. Oh no. What have I created there, guys? Looking forward to this. Yeah, and then you have okay fighters here as well. F4F AA, the classic one that we know. More important one is this one, as it gets the LE, which has the accuracy of the M7Ms, but the range of the L, so it doesn't quite get the 4100 meter range there. But the extra buff and accuracy is something that I think you take because you need these things to go around, and the 65% accuracy is really nice. 30% ECM. This is a good shotgun fighter, like a really good one, and that is key because you need to defend yourself against enemy bombers. You only need to kill the bombers. You don't really need to worry about fighters. You're not going to use a lot of helicopters and so on. If you want to use your other planes, maybe you do, but yeah, this is the start there. You then get an F4F LGB with 2 LGBs here, dropping them individually here, actually. So yeah, 12 damage there. And then F4F HE2 with the 5 bombs. We know this one from a 2nd Panzer Grenadier. Has 4 AM9Ls, so that might be an interesting one as well. Mehrzweckwaffe. And then more importantly, the seat. And the seat one can help out with the air dominance as well, just kind of eating the enemy missiles, coming in front of these F4Fs into the shotgun fight. And the harms here, pretty good one as well. The 50% ECM is solid, so good plane. The tornadoes here helping out big time with the F4F fights, and the Alpha Jets being quite nice as well. If you go with this, you have a lot of AM9s flying around with decent ECM and so on. So there is a way to play this. And yeah, in general, just a really, really cool deck. I like it a lot. It has the aggression. It has a lot of flavor. The Gebirgsjäger with the new trait is pretty dope. And yeah, it was lacking. It was what the German roster was lacking. And I'm happy that it's finally here. Really looking forward to use it more. And yep, thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know down below what you think about this deck, and see you in the next one.